Hello everyone, this is Captain CaptainThach, United States Army, Infantry, retired. Once a soldier, always a soldier for life. Serving as a Wing Imperial Humanitarian Representative for the State of Vietnam Airborne as a Commandant, as well as Public Affairs for the Royal Lao Airborne. Airborne. Thank you so much for all of my friends and family that is watching right now. On behalf of myself, CaptainThach, as well as my global ambassador, Max Pulse, who's a Gold Star family member, as well as a member of the Royal Lao Airborne and State of Vietnam Airborne. Thank you for being our friends, united together right here in the United States and around the world. Currently, right now, the topic I like to talk about at this discussion of CaptainThach, back on the clock, is immigration, specifically on the United States southern border. There's a crisis going on, and it's been going on at a very high pace. And many people are dying on both sides of the border. The issue is this. We know what's happening, but we need a solution. As I stand before you as a humanitarian representing the Royal Lao Airborne and the State of Vietnam Airborne, the position as a humanitarian is that people need help. Very simple. How can it be done? The best example I can give you is very simple research. In Mexico, there is a U.S. embassy. In Mexico, there is 9 U.S. consulates. All that needs to be done is the United States government providing free applications for anyone who would like to come to the United States, who are traveling from Central or South America, who are traveling from the Caribbean or Latin America, who are coming into Mexico to try to illegally cross the border, which can lead to deaths of people because it's very dangerous. The United States government needs to set a policy utilizing that embassy and those 9 consulates that are located all across Mexico, providing a free application of anyone who wants to legally immigrate to the United States, and they get a number, a sequence number, and how to check on the status of their case. That is the most very fair process, and it allows people the ability to stay alive without being utilized as a commodity by human traffickers, by cartels in Mexico who are operating also across the border in the United States. This is a policy that can work if the United States government utilizes it. Number 2, currently right now in the United States, we have a very large number of minor children that are illegally here by crossing the border. A very simple way to fix this is we have police officers, we have federal agents, we have United States military that speak several languages: Spanish, Portuguese, Creole, and French. Utilize these personnel to talk to these children and to find out what specific country they're from. Very simple. Once that is done and you find out what country that child is from, here in the United States, every single country that's located in Central America, South America, as well as in the Caribbean and Latin America, have a U.S. embassy located in the United States, specifically in the Washington, D.C. area or Virginia. Number two, every single one of those countries have a United States office for their personal mission assigned to the United Nations in New York City. So, once those minor children nationality is found out, the State Department has a list and can provide that to that country's embassy in Washington, D.C., or the United Nations mission that's located in New York City. And coordination needs to be made by the United States State Department to that official representing that mission to the United Nations or to their local embassy in Washington, D.C. And pressuring them, diplomatically that is, assign a personnel in your mission or at your embassy to escort the group of children that are here as minors on a U.S. military plane, specifically U.S. Air Force, and be escorted back to their local country so those children can receive a proper education and proper humanitarian care in their own country. This is a win-win situation. Number one, the child needs are being addressed by someone who speaks their language. Number two, a personnel that is from their country that's assigned to their embassy in D.C. or to their mission at the United Nations can personally meet that group, and then those children with that personnel representing that country from the mission or from the embassy links with them up at a U.S. Army or U.S. Air Force base, and that United States airplane coordinates through the State Department and transport those children in the hands of their national agencies. This is a humanitarian crisis and it must be corrected. And this is a proposal that will save lives. and it will heal those children from the trauma that they have being alone, and be able to be at least at first in their own country of birth. Also, the United States Air Force, by flying these flights to either Central America, South America, or somewhere in the Caribbean or Latin America, they will be able to ascertain the required hours of flight time for the pilots, for the crew, as well as for operating those United States planes, which is great for maintenance statuses of their airplanes. This is a win-win situation, and something must be done, because as a time is ticking, those children are hurting. Their parents are hurting. But at least better coordination can be made by the current United States administration with our allies located all throughout Central and South America and also the Caribbean area, and get these children, unaccompanied minors, back to where they belong. Their country of heritage, where they can be loved, where they can receive care through the proper national agencies that are responsible for them. This is a way to fix a problem. This has to stop. And if people see a problem, come with a solution. Or come with several solutions. But it needs to be fixed. Because if it's not fixed or addressed in a timely manner, the situation will only get worse. I'm speaking from my experience of serving 11 years in the United States Army. I'm speaking of my experience living in New York City. I'm speaking from my experience living in a war zone in Iraq. I'm speaking from my experience from going on Operation Proper Exit into Afghanistan on a humanitarian mission. And this proposal can work. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you so much for watching this segment of Captain Talk, back on the clock. As I always say, my friends and family from around the world, I just don't love you a little bit. I love you a whole lot with big L, an O, I see you, a V, and an E. Coming from my heart to you all, my brothers and sisters. Thank you for joining me. And thank you for helping me, along with my global ambassador, Max Pulse, who's a Gold Star family member. Her uncle was killed in the war, serving in the United States Army. She was the admin of Scam Lifeguard, and we cannot do this alone. This is Captain Talk. United States Army, infantry, retired. Once a soldier, always a soldier for life. Serving as a Wing Imperial humanitarian representative for the State of Vietnam Airborne, as well as Public Affairs for the Royal Lao Airborne. Airborne.